Hello, I'm Pollyanna, and today I'm going to be telling you about how I transformed this poor old ugly piece of furniture into something we're going to call pretty in pink. So come along for the journey and I'll explain what I did. I was able to purchase this little end table at a secondhand store for just $5. And I thought that was a pretty good bargain considering that this was in really good shape. Physically, it just wasn't attractive. It had some damage on the surface, but it was only surface damage. There was nothing that penetrated into the wood. So I took this little baby home and I cleaned it up with some cred cutter. Try saying that fast, by the way. Cred cutter. Say it 3 times. You can't do it. So it was in good shape, other than one of the little shelves that was in it had a little crack on the underneath part of it. It was still stable, but I thought I would make sure that it was in really good shape. So I put some glue into it, some wood glue, and strapped it up and let it sit overnight. You would never know that there had ever been a problem. So after I cleaned it, I gave it a little bit of a scuff sand on the legs, and that is where you just take off the shine so that paint will adhere really well. It looks really dusty here in the picture, but it wasn't. I didn't take that much off. It just kind of made it dusty. And then I sanded the top. It was so pretty. I sanded it down to the wood and it was really, really pretty. I debated on whether or not to paint it or stain it, but I finally opted to go ahead and paint it. When I was trying to decide on the colors, to me it just kind of spoke to me that it needed to be black and something, but I couldn't decide on the color to go with it. And I talked it over with my sisters and I said, I do have this pink paint, and I explained it to my sisters, and Sarah in particular was like, just go for it, go for it. What's the harm? It's just paint if you don't like it. But I say go for it. I think it'll look really pretty. And black and pink are really pretty, and it's a really pale pink. You can almost not even tell that it's pink in some settings, and so I went ahead and went for it. So I taped off the top, and then I primed the legs, and then painted them pink. And it only took a few coats of the paint to make a really pretty color there. Now, I have never used wax before, so this was a learning curve. And I used wax on the pink part, but I used the shellac on the top. The wax, for whatever reason, I don't know, I'm going to have to learn some more about it, but it would not dry. It wouldn't cure. So even after a couple of weeks, it was still tacky and felt wet to the touch. So I didn't know what I was supposed to do with this thing because I needed to get dry. So eventually I came up with an idea and it worked. So what I did is I took a heat gun to it and just heated it up just a little bit, and you had to be careful that I didn't make it bubble or anything, but I heated it up a little bit, and then I was able to kind of reactivate that waxiness, and then I was able to buff it smooth again, and this time, for whatever reason, it cured and dried beautifully. Another thing that I learned was I had ordered some drawer pulls off of Amazon for the little shelves that were in this. When I got them, I realized they weren't going to work because drawer pulls are a bolt that you screw in, you put through a hole, and then you screw a bolt on the back of it. Well, this was going right into that shelf, and I needed a different kind of drawer pull. It needed to be a screw in, not a bolt in, and so I had to order something else. It wasn't what I wanted, but I thought it turned out pretty cute anyway. I did go ahead and paint them with a metallic copper paint. It was kind of a pinkish copper, and I thought that would look really cute with the pink legs. And I just screwed those in and I was done. I think it turned out really cute, and I think it could go nicely in a little girl's room up to an elegant living room. There's just so many things you could do with it. I think it's quite versatile, even though it is pink. And I was really happy with how it turned out. Just remember, it doesn't have to be perfect to be awesome. Thanks for being here. We'll see you next time.